subscribe and hit the bell icon and never miss another video.
You always need good co-actors to, you know, it's action
Balance
reaction.
out,
Yeah. I mean, मैं कितना भी अच्छा पंच मारूं, but अगर सामने से वो reaction, क्योंकि comedy I feel आधा reaction का काम होता है.
This is how
we
she bullies us.
interrupted him. We
She
interrupted
bullies
him.
you.
Yeah. Today तो she's going on a
It's a spree.
This spree is going on a spree. Comedy is very straight up, right? Like you know if it's working or not. Like either it generates a laugh or it doesn't.
We were kind of like making fun of ourselves, you know. There was a kind of different vibe coming across for everyone.
A lot of people actually who I didn't expect would like this kind of film seem to be in the mood for something light-hearted.
He's out. No, restart नहीं आप out हो गए. नहीं आप out हो गए.
Restart. अरे मैं accept ही नहीं कर रहा.
Okay, ठीक है.
Restart.
Hey guys, my name is Shravan Shah and today I'm going to be having a conversation with the cast of Phone Bhoot. What's up guys, how are you guys doing?
wow, you're so loud.
You weren't joking.
I told you I
weren't
wasn't joking when I said I was loud.
Oh, you weren't
But when I saw the trailer of Phone Bhoot, love it. I have loved so many parts in it and matlab, I have laughed so much. It was so funny. Okay, now Katrina, when you do a film like this, okay, especially for somebody who does not watch horror films, when you were approached for this one, was it an instant yes first of all?
Yeah, because this is not a horror film. This is a comedy film first, and then I mean, yes, there are horror elements, there's supernatural elements, but it's primarily a comedy film. It's what you see in the trailer, right?
Yeah.
It's a lot of gags, it's a lot of tongue-in-cheek jokes, it's a lot of pop culture references. It's just a fun, wild, mad, crazy journey.
Yeah. But after this, if they actually approach you for a horror film, would you do it?
I was wondering that today actually. How do you shoot a horror film? Like, is it scary while you're shooting the film? I don't
Probably.
know. Yeah, I'd have to figure that out.
Depends on how good the film is, I guess.
Makes sense. But another thing that is so important about Phone Booth are the comic timings, right? And comic timings the thing is that if you don't get it on time, the flavor is gone, right?
Absolutely.
How do you get the comic timing right as an actor, especially? Because when you shoot any scene, there are so many things that are dependent on each other, right? And if that punch doesn't come on time, like I said, the flavor is gone. So how do you manage to make sure that ye perfect aaye?
I mean, it's not a stand-up comedy. You always need good co-actors to, you know, it's action
Balance
reaction.
out,
Yeah. I mean, मैं कितना भी अच्छा पंच मारूं, but अगर सामने से वो reaction, क्योंकि comedy I feel आधा reaction का काम होता है.
Yeah.
You know, punchline तो होती है obviously, but you know it lands on that reaction. So for me, I mean, I have him, and we share a great, you know.
And you have me. It's okay. It's okay. I've been battling this today.
Don't you think they're just ganged up against you throughout?
But I was coming to you.
It's not that they're ganging up against me at all. They don't mean it badly. It's just they forget, you know.
How?
They're just, in दोनों के बीच में आपस में इतना प्यार that they just forget.
Saving the best for the last year. I was coming to her.
Cover up.
Sorry,
This is how she
we
bullies us.
interrupted him. We
She
interrupted
bullies
him.
you.
Yeah. Today तो she's going on a
It's a spree.
This spree is going on a spree.
Oh, nice.
Never.
Nice. No, but Ishaan, you know, of course, like he said, of course, it depends upon the camaraderie. But there is a script written, right? And on paper, it looks great. But when you're shooting that scene, how much do you depend upon your co-actor that, hey, you know what, this is what the scene and the essence of the scene is, but let's try to take it from here a notch. Do you do
A
that?
lot, yeah, 100%, of course. I mean, a comedy is not a one-man show, like you said, and it's dependent not only on the reaction of your co-actor, but also elements in the background sometimes, how it's edited, it's multiple things. And comedy is very straight up, right? Like you know if it's working or not. Like either it generates a laugh or it doesn't.
True.
So, and this film was also, for us actors, it was also a little technical because other than the comedic element and the writing, which is how we're delivering a lot of the comedy, there's also physical comedy, and in that physical comedy, there's a lot of technical stuff, like the horror element in the film. There is VFX involved and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so we had to hit our marks sometimes, you know, more often than not, and we had to do all of those things while still trying to stay spontaneous and in the moment and do it again and again, but still bring that, you know, keep it alive.
Yeah.
So it was fun. It was difficult. Also because we were shooting in the pandemic and there were all those factors and masks and whatnot. So we really didn't know if Guru was laughing or not because he had a mask. He had broken his foot.
Yeah.
So he used to hobble to us and then he had a mask on. No, not very often, actually, but we shouldn't say that.
No, because, you know, when the film was announced, I was expecting कि यार ये एक प्रॉपर एक सीरियस हॉरर फिल्म होने वाली है. And when I saw the trailer, I was like surprised, and it was a good surprise. What are the first reactions that you guys received after the trailer release that managed to surprise you guys?
I think a lot of people were just liking the fact that everyone was coming across very different.
Yeah.
And we were kind of like making fun of ourselves,
Yeah.
you know, and that there was a kind of different vibe coming
Yeah.
across for everyone.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
What about you?
Exactly, like we were not taking ourselves seriously.
बहुत hard.
Bhoot
Booth
hard.
Hard.
Bhoot. Oh, it's Bhoot hard.
Yeah, it's Booth Hard.
So yeah, I mean that was you know I think the most attractive part where you know these actors who are like you know the world is very different. The world is very serious, but the characters are very you know on a journey, on an adventure.
Makes sense.
So yeah.
What is the best comment that you have received for the trailer?
A lot of people actually who I didn't expect would like this kind of film seem to be in the mood for something light-hearted, and I think the reason a lot of them are liking it is because it's a self-aware film, right? So they're like, oh, you know that this is silly and you're having fun at your own expense, you know. So the audience can really like they bring no burden into the theater.
True.
You know, they can laugh at us. They don't only have to laugh with us, you know. So that's the fun of this film, and we didn't take ourselves too seriously, and the audiences should just go and have a blast, you know. It's a simple film in that way.
What I'm going to ask you guys now is, because it's Phone Booth, of course, have you guys ever heard of a haunted story or probably experienced something that was scary, borderline scary, you don't know whether it was even scary? Any of y'all, go for it.
Yeah, so I have a friend who was watching a movie once, and he was watching it on his laptop.
Okay.
And
You know this story?
yeah,
Yeah,
and,
he's
and then,
told it many times.
and then
I'm the friend.
And then there was a transition on screen, and he saw someone from inside his laptop looking back at him.
On the
And
black
it was
screen,
it
yeah.
was his own reflection, and he scared himself to death.
This was you?
And this friend is Siddhant Chaturvedi.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think we're all fortunate that we
times.
haven't had
Scary times.
any unnecessary,
Yeah.
mystical experiences.
Thank God. Let's
Natural.
keep it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll save them for screen.
Yeah.
For sure. What we're going to do lastly is we are going to play a game, very easy. All four of us, turn by turn, we're going to say horror film names. The person who finally last wins.
Oh, that's
Okay?
gonna be
So I'm going to be
Oh.
ready. Yeah.
So I'm going to be
Hollywood,
the first one
Bollywood.
out. I
Dono
have no
mix.
clue
Dono
about
mix.
ये तो easy
Dono
थे।
mix. I'm going to begin and we go this way. Okay. Raz.
Bhoot.
डरना जरूरी है.
Wow.
Jism is not a horror film.
It
Jism
is.
is not a horror film.
It is.
I was
For
trying
me,
to
it's
save
a
the
horror.
best for last.
It is a horror film. She's getting
It's a horror
scared.
film.
And
Yeah, she scares him and all.
Oh, Raz. Yeah, you lost. Yeah.
He's out. No, restart नहीं, आप out हो गए.
Raz.
नहीं, आप out हो गए.
Restart. अरे मैं accept ही नहीं करता.
Okay,
चलो
ठीक है.
restart.
Again, Annabelle.
Omen.
डरना मना है.
Hereditary.
Conjuring.
Oh, I was going to say that. Bhoot. Not Ram Gopal Varma's one. Vicky's one.
Okay.
राम गोपाल वर्मा की भूत.
I already said that. You can. No.
His own Bhoot.
No. You can't take
He
that.
can.
I can.
He can.
I
You
said
took
it.
a different film ना, but.
No, but first what I said was.
Oh.
So I didn't hear that.
I think इन दोनों को निकालो.
अरे ऐसे
Basically, it's me and you.
चलो ना
Yeah,
चल
it's-
वास्तु
yeah.
शास्त्र आ जाओ.
Okay, वास्तुशास्त्र.
Midsommar बोल चुका हूँ मैं.
Okay, Phone Bhoot.
It's not a horror film. Too
Not a
out.
horror.
अच्छा.
It's not a horror film.
But है ना, भूत है उसमें.
हाँ भूत है.
भूत
but
है.
भूत वाली फिल्म बोलनी है तो वो
हाँ
अलग है
ठीक है,
ना.
मैं out. Start.
तो वो तो Ghostbusters भी भूत वाली फिल्म हुई ना.
हाँ तो we counting it.
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
भांगर फोर्ट.
Lighthouse.
Lighthouse.
Bangor Fort. हाँ मेरे पास भी है कुछ. हाँ.
Lighthouse. आप
Saw?
out हो गए. Oh.
Saw is not a horror
Saw
film.
is
It's
not
a
a horror.
psychological thriller.
It's this
It's not a psychological thriller, bro. It's a slasher.
The Birds.
Saw
The Birds.
is a slasher.
The
film.
Birds.
The Birds.
The slasher is horror.
Birds
The Birds.
That is Sanjay
said-
Bullock.
Creature.
Oh.
हाँ birds ले लो चलो birds. But that's also psychological और but ठीक है ले लो.
अरे यार.
सोते
राम बंद दरवाजा.
Exorcist.
Johnny Dushman.
जानी दुश्मन की. Wait, with जानी दुश्मन.
She should win just for saying that. She should win. I give the prize.
पुरानी वाली जिसमें वो भालू.
I think I agree with Ishaan just because she said जानी दुश्मन
is a horror.
She wins this
No,
one.
but you guys are saying the second वाली जानी दुश्मन. First वाली actual horror.
हम दोनों जानी दुश्मन बोल रहे हैं.
पहले
She's
वाली
won it. She's
पहले
won
वाली
it.
कल फिल्म में
No. She's won it. I'm telling you, she's won it. For
I
Jani
agree
Dushman,
with
the
you.
answer Jani Dushman, she's won it.
I agree with you.
But thank you so much, guys. All the very best for Phone Booth.
Thank
Looking
you.
forward to this. And this one is a wrap.